Years ago, one of my best friends took comfort in going to a small local chapel to pray on their own. Sometimes I would accompany her while she did this. I wouldn't pray, but I would bring a book with me to read quietly in the back until she was done. I was just as happy to be out of the house, and this church, really more of a small chapel, always felt welcoming. Her family had lived nearby for generations. Her great-grandfather was buried in the cemetery beside the church. One afternoon, I forgot my book. Instead of leaving, I sat across the aisle from her and kind of just gazed at the altar. I started daydreaming, and I pondered about the alcove on the wall that now held a statue that seemed out of place. It was too small for this alcove and didn't look like it belonged there. I must have drifted, because at some point, I noticed the chapel had gone silent. No creaking wood, no whisper of my friend's prayers. I looked up and that little statue was gone. In its place stood a carved figure of the angel Gabriel, wings spread, sword raised. Same style as the Mary statue across the aisle, but I had never seen this one before. I stood to get a better look, and then I turned around. The chapel was no longer empty. The pews were different and filled with people, faded, almost colorless, but solid enough to make out. A woman in the front wore a dress with puffed sleeves and a hat pulled over soft curls. An older woman beside her wore a veil. A few children sat nearby. The woman in the front looked straight at me, startled. I quickly left for the door. As I reached the entrance, sound returned, the murmur of my friend's voice picking up mid-sentence, as if it had never stopped. Later, after my fear and confusion faded, I sketched what I saw. My friend's grandmother recognized it immediately. The statue, the pew arrangement. She said everything I drew was just the way they had been more than 50 years ago.